Right, time has come to take down the woodshed. Safely, of course. Safety. Finally free. Go on, go down here, go in the forest. Might need a break. Forgot we had a spare tree. like I'm going shopping. Hopefully I'm not about to do exactly the same thing again. We'll see. Okay, so it's been a few days, I've done a load of digging. You might be wondering what the plan is. The good news is, there is now a plan. So let's go take a look. You may notice from this end of the garden, you can't even see where I'm actually working. Which is why I'm naming it the secret garden. Not because nobody knows about it, but just because you can't really see it. So as we get around the corner, let's see that the cat has beat me to it, but that's okay, hopefully she won't be a problem. So what I've been doing is using old offcuts of wood from fencing to just mark out areas on the ground. Some areas I'm going to build up with dirt, some areas I'm going to remove more dirt, and there's a couple of features in here which may be of interest. So this area here is going to be the new log store. It's going to have a curved corner on it just because that'll be cool, and joining onto the log store it's going to be a potting bench which is going to taper in towards the cat just so it doesn't block the view of the tree. This area here I'm going to build up with soil, as you'll see, and add some big bushes to obscure the view of the cars on the driveway. So some big bushes, possibly some tall grasses, wildflowers. I'm going to try and keep this area of the garden a little bit wild, but not out of control. So at the back along the wall, some more raised planting areas, but a gap in the middle. The gap in the middle is where my fire feature is going to go to keep us nice and toasty when it's a bit chilly. And at the end of the area, we sink a pond into the ground. Just a nice simple circular pond, might have some fishes, might have a waterfall feature, not really sure yet. The main thing is to dig a big hole and make sure there's no tree roots obstructing my master plan. The rake and sweeping brush represent the either posts or columns. Columns sounds a bit fancier. I'll be concreting into the dirt in front of the fence. They'll have lighting of some kind on top, so they'll look quite fancy, but in reality I'm going to use them to strengthen up the fence. It's had about 10 storms hit since I put it up, and it's got a bit of a wobble on, so I think this will be a pretty good way of ensuring it doesn't come down over the next few winters. Bit of a cheat, but I won't tell anyone if you don't. Over this end, I've put some timbers up just so you can see the outline of where I'm going to build a bit of a feature fence, just to block the view of all the wheelbarrows and things behind. I'm also going to bring it round the corner just to look a bit cool and block a bit more of the view of the corner of the garage, because it's not the best looking thing in the world. And it's going to detract from the niceness of the pond area. I'm thinking possibly some kind of black fence, a bit bold, but why not have some colour? Possibly with a large mirror on it, tilted at an angle, so that when you stood up and walking around, it reflects the view of the pond. So if I do have some little fishies in there, I can keep a good eye on them, make sure the cat's not eating them.
Work it just a little bit. 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 Work it. Work it just a little bit. 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 Work it. Work it. Work it. Work it. Work it. Work it just a little bit. 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 Work it. Work it. Work it. Work it. Work it just a little bit.
Oh,
Right, I've hit a little snag digging out the pond. I thought it was going to be tree roots, but they've not been too bad. I've hit a shelf of concrete and rubble. I can only assume it's what was holding the old concrete edging in place. I'm not trying to dig it out, I don't know how far it goes. That can wait until next time. Get a big power chisel, break it up. It seems to be the way forward. So, I think I'm just about done for today. So close, but not to worry. The good news is, one bit of concrete to shift and that pond will go in there. Look lovely. I'm dead, I can't dig anymore. See you next time, I guess. Right, here we are in my garage. I've never said garage in my life. Right, welcome to the garage. I've got some thinking to do. I've created, as close as I can, to a blank slate, which I've been staring at for a few days now, and just thinking, how am I going to approach this? So while I was thinking, I've scribbled down a few ideas. Stop doing that phone. And I've came up with 5 rules for garden design. Let's see how that works out. I'm going to put on a hat because I feel it makes me look more legitimate as a garden designer. I don't know if that's true or not. You'll have to let me know at the end of it when you hear the 5 rules. These are the rules, roughly speaking, which I've applied to designing what this area of my garden will become. Hopefully they'll be of some use to you. So, the first most important rule, I don't know if any of them are most important, but we're going to start with number 1 because convention dictates. So, make it a destination. There's no point doing all of this work and making it look lovely if all you're ever going to do is walk past it. You're not going to spend any time in it. So you need to figure out who you're doing it for and what is it for. What do you want to achieve within that space? In the case of my space, well, we'll get on to that. Rule number 2 stands to reason. What are the limitations? So obviously, size. Size is the biggest limitation you're going to face. Is it big area, small area? Personally, I don't think it makes too much of a difference. I think that you can achieve good results in a small area or a large area, or indeed terrible results in either size really. But moving on, what are your ground conditions? Is it all concrete? Can you dig it out? Does it need more concrete? Is it uneven? Well, it could be anything, but until you figure out what you're going to do in there and what you've already got, you're never going to settle on what it is you need. Is it a sunny area? Is it a shaded area? That's going to affect the type of plants you want in there, where you want to sit, if you want to get a suntan, or if you don't want to burn. Is the area overlooked? Are you going to terrify your neighbours? Is anybody calling the police? You might not necessarily be a nudist. Stick to what I wrote. Just like to say, I'm not a nudist. No, get back to it. Be professional. People want professional, possibly. Yeah, so is it overlooked? And can you do anything about that? I mean, don't kill your neighbours, but can you block their view without them killing you? This isn't working out. Okay, that was sort of rule 2. So rule 1, make it a destination. 2, what are your limitations? Figure all of that shit out. 3, what features do you want? Which is kind of dictated by number 1 and number 2. So that's why I put it 3rd. Do you want a seating area? Water feature, fire, bar, some kind of shelter. If you're ginger and can't take the sun, cut that out. Not ragging on the gingers. Yeah, so figure out the features. Do you want a pond? He asked knowingly. Yeah, skip by all of that. Number 4, where are the views? Spend a bit of time walking around the space, as much time as you like. It's your space, nobody's going to move you on. And figure out where the views are, because it's alright, it's looking great, but if you're going to sit at the back here, or that's standing, that would be sitting, I guess, and you're looking out this way at something awful, then that's not going to work. If your best feature is this way, so looking at this tree, then you would plan to have your seat in here looking that way. So where are your views? Is there a focal point you want to put for the space? And is there anything you want to block off that you don't want to look at? In the case of my area here, I want to block off this end because I don't want my view to be down the side of the garage to where I've got a IBC container and some wheelbarrows, and well, it's going to be where all of my junk lives. So I want to block off that view. Oh, my phone turned off. Oh my God. I absolutely cannot do this for a living. Yeah, so do you have things to hide? Is there a window overlooking? Are you a nude? No, nobody's a nudist, apart from nudists. Is the bins just junk? Things you want to avoid. Plan all of that, kind of figure out where you want. I don't know. And number 5 rule is a cop-out. It says enjoy it even when it's crap. Maybe I'll make this 4 rules. This is clearly take 1. It's never going to see the light of day. Oh God.